Hey everyone, it's Wingspan TT, and this is not a live commentary. I just wanted to have a moment to talk to you about the Samurai deck and Umezawa's Jitte. And this is not the best example of this in a game. This is going to be a very short game where I basically steamroll the guy because he gets mana screwed. But how could you get mana screwed in a deck that's got like 30 land in it? But anyway, not the point. The point is, I don't think a lot of people are appreciating the fact of just how good Umezawa's Jitte is. And if you didn't play Magic back when Champions, Saviors, the Kamigawa and stuff came out, back when this first happened, I'm actually, I don't even know if I go get the Jitte as my first thing. I think I do actually. I don't remember in this game. Anyway, the point is, Umezawa's Jitte is one of the most ridiculously overpowered cards ever printed in Magic. And just the fact that there's one of them in this deck automatically makes this deck playable. Like that's how good Umezawa's Jitte is. Like if Jitte wasn't in this deck, I would say, this deck's a really kind of like low tier deck. Maybe this should go into like the bottom C tier or something by Hunter Strength, right? Automatically having this in the deck is like, this is upper B tier. Like this deck can compete, especially since most decks do not have a way to deal with artifacts. And I think you're going to see a lot more players putting the anti-artifact cards into their decks. So what makes Jitte so good? So basically what it does is whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage, you put two charge counters on the Jitte. Not on the creature, on the Jitte. They stay on the Jitte even if the creature dies, alright? And then at any time, whether or not it's attached to a creature or whatever, you can remove a charge counter to either give the enchanted creature, equipped creature, +2/+2, alright? That means you can give it +4/+4 every turn, mind you, alright? You can give any creature on the board -1/-1, so you can kill 2 1/1s every turn, okay? And look at this. This is fucking ridiculous already. Or, okay, that was weird. Or you can gain 2 life, okay? So basically, every time this thing does combat damage, you can do 4 extra damage, do 2 damage to anything you want on the board, or gain 4 life. And this is the most important goddamn thing, is whenever the creature does combat damage, not when it does combat damage to a player, not when it does combat damage, like, it's anytime it does combat damage. Like, if something blocks it, it gets the counters. If something doesn't block it and deals damage to the player, it gets the counters. If something, if it blocks, it gets the counters. Like, you cannot stop the counter machine. And that is what's so insane about the Jitte. Like, you could throw it on a 1/1. It doesn't give it any bonus. Fine. You just swing with the 1/1. It does not matter what they do. You get 2 counters, which is insanely powerful. And here's the sickest part. If your creature's got first strike, right, you could basically do something where you attack with a 2/2. They have, let's say, a 3/3 or something like that. You could swing into a 2/2. They block with their 3/3. You get the counters on first strike damage. You give your creature... you give their creature -1/-1 before it gets to deal normal combat damage, and their creature dies. If you have a Jitte on a creature of first strike or double strike, it is absolutely broken. And as you can imagine, because like double strike was just becoming a thing when Kamigawa first came out, like this was a big deal. And it's definitely a thing in this deck. So you have a double strike creature. It could deal its first double strike damage, right? It could deal its first strike damage. So then it gets 2 counters. Then you remove the 2 counters and give it +4/+4. Then deals its normal damage and gets 2 more counters. Then you could use those counters to kill off something, to gain 4 life, to do whatever you goddamn well please. It does not matter. If you're having extra combat phase due to having that bandit warlord, then you get to attack again and get 4 more counters. Like, you don't understand how ridiculous. Like, I can't even explain it. I can't explain it. And Umezawa's Jitte is so good. You need it in your deck. It makes the deck good. Have it in your deck. Love Wingspan.